All right, so we got. This is amazing, man. Like this is. I think they fixed Flameshaper. Like this is most of the things I was having troubles with, like
Yeah,
problems with.
these changes are absolutely amazing. Just reading these, I mean, I'm already thinking about um possibly, Nas Dormu's teachings, could
I
be
mean,
some
let's
slow down.
yeah. Take it. Let's take it slow. So, part by part. The new talent, Full Minus Roar, Dreambread deals healing 20% less time. This is above to Consume Flame because Consume Flame depends on what Dreambread does over a specific period of time, right? So if Dreambread heals faster, so Consume Flame does more.
Yeah, just straight up. And as we'll read further down, haste might be a little bit better as well. So, and we can take this with expanded lungs, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So
Yeah.
already, Dream Breath is doing a lot more.
What I'm
So
thinking is, we were already worried that without the 40% from the tier set, Consume Flame was just way too weak, right? But this is another 20% multiplicative on top of the other buffs, so this is pretty good. Like, this is really decent way to keep it in line.
yeah, this is absolutely amazing.
Right. So Traveling Flame no longer does the traveling, which is kind of sad. That was, yeah. I wish they would have given it another shot to the uh, to spreading DBs with Traveling Flame playstyle that would have had him better for a little bit, but well, had to go, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, what was it say? It no longer increases Dream Breath or Fire Breath duration and spreads. Instead, reduces the cooldown of Fire Breath or Dream Breath by 5 seconds when you cast Engulf. Which, like you said, I am going to miss. We had like a week during Alpha where you could echo Traveling Flame. So when you had echoes on people with Dream Breath, you could Engulf, and you just see Dream Breath fly everywhere. And it was a super cool concept. But I think I'm kind of okay with this. Because when we go to our next thing here, Engulf's cooldown is now reduced with haste. And we've always kind of struggled with trying to find good value out of haste. Um, and with Flameshaper being so heavily dependent on Engulf with Consume Flame, and also haste kind of being better for Flameshaper, not good, but better than it is for Chrono Warden
Yeah.
because that increases your Dream Breath healing. Um, this could be a really interesting change where we could have, it'll take some time for us to actually do some numbers on this, but where haste could actually be decent for us, which is very interesting.
Yeah, well, to make it clear, haste is better for Flameshaper because haste increases the healing Dreambread does per second, so it increases
Yep.
Consume Flame and so on. So it's a little bit better for Flameshaper, but yeah, now if you got haste, you're sending more Engulfs, and you're sending more Engulfs, then you're getting more Dreambreads. And also looking at it from a Mythic Plus point, like if you're getting a decent amount of haste, you're getting a lot more Engulfs now, and you're also
Mhm.
getting a lot more Dreambreads now, which sounds really interesting. Obviously, Mythic Plus is kind of a shit show, and you gotta wait and see for the damage patterns of the dungeon and shit. But this is kind of really good.
The next change, though, well, the Titanic Precision, that one doesn't matter because it doesn't
Yeah,
actually change anything for us.
yeah.
But the one after that, where Conduit of Flame critical strike chance increased to 15%, and now correctly specifies that increases critical strike done above 50% health preservation. So we just have a base additional 15% critical strike chance on people above 50% health. And you know what that sounds like to me? That just sounds like massively buffing reversion.
I mean, I'm not that happy about that one, but I'll take it.
I mean, it makes it go from like probably the worst node out of any tree possible to now probably one of the best nodes. 15% crit free is a lot of crit. That is a disgusting amount of crit. That's gonna be really,
Yeah,
really good for reversion.
I mean, free stats are always great, right? So not complaining there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Enkindle deals 24% FS ability damage. That just does nothing. And now Expanded Lungs is a choice talent against Enkindle. So you're just gonna always grab an Expanded Lungs. There's no real choice there.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
choice. Definitely just expanded lungs and Kindle. I mean, we only have used Flameshaper builds as Echo, really. That's the only way to go with it. I mean, there is Blossoms, but realistically, it's only Echo, and in Kindle out of Echo didn't do much. So
Yeah. So in that choice node, you just always grab Expanded Lungs, and then I'm supposing the new talent takes the place of Enkindle. So yeah, and Fan the Flames has been removed, which Fan the Flames was the Enkindle buffing, right? So the whole playstyle that we also tried for a little bit of beta, where you use Sand Blossoms and then just Fan the Flames a bunch of time, that's also dead. That's right. It never really worked anyway. But this is pretty good to fix Flameshaper. And I'm gonna get to the Dreambread stuff in a little bit because I want to talk about that because it ruined my week aura that I've spent a lot of time working on. But okay, so this is just a straight up buff to Flameshaper, like overall. But to put it a little bit into context, Flameshaper was gonna need a buff because it's heavily propped up by your 4-piece starter set because it just buffs Dreambread and Consume Flame by 40%, and if you don't have that, you're kind of shit, right? So it really needed something. Like we were afraid that it was gonna be just completely irrelevant next patch if you just lose 40% of like 3/4 of your healing, but this is good. This helps a lot with that.
Yeah, these are amazing changes. I'm super happy with these. I didn't think we were going to see anything for Flameshaper, so like I said, this with the next thing we're going to talk about, this already makes Flameshaper much better. And now we go down to the next part.
Okay, hello mate, bye mate. Okay, to get it out of the way real quick, so rescue clears movement and pattern effects on your target. That was yeah, they tested in a in the PDR and they remove it and now it's back. It's I like it. Like I like having a freedom, like a set of freedom.
Yeah,
and it's really good. Like I wished we had this for Answerk.
We already are moving our priests around, so this is just like an added bonus. All right. The next thing, with all those Flameshaper changes, the biggest change was just for Dream Breath, and this goes for both Flameshaper and Chrono Ward. And just base Dream Breath now heals yourself, always yourself, and 5 injured allies. So you're always going to get 6 Dream Breaths out, and one of them is always going to be on you, which is just the biggest quality of life that Flameshaper could have gotten. I thought this was going to be a Flameshaper only talent, but this being just a base thing is absolutely insane. Just having an additional target on your Dream Breath is so much healing. This was already a raid cooldown on 5 people, and now you just get an additional target. So this is going to be huge for Dream Breath.
Like obviously, the idea they're having here is that you don't have to whiff your Dream Breath or you don't have to look for a specific target, so you can always just engulf yourself. But adding an extra target to Dream Breath is just actually a absurd buff to the overall healing of the spell. And it's interesting because it doesn't affect Consume Flame, so it's not like a specific Flameshaper buff, but it's just, and it also does not immediate boost.
Yeah, this is it sucks for Mythic Plus, but I mean this is huge for raid for both Chrono Warden and Flameshaper.
Yeah, I mean Dream Breath was already really strong, and they just buffed it by a lot, so definitely not complaining there. And they fixed the mastery snapshotting. So I'm gonna do a comment on this real quick. So the way this worked was really annoying. When you cast Dream Breath or Reversion, whatever that buff had mastery depended of the HP percentage of you and your target at the moment you apply the buff, right? So if you were really low and you send your Dream Breath and everyone was higher HP than you, none of them had mastery, and it didn't matter if you healed yourself or anything, just none of them had mastery. And it just was like that. So I did this weak aura. Well, it checked for HP percentage at the moment you applied the debuff, so you know which one had mastery, which was really annoying, but it was the best way to make sure your Consume Flames had mastery. But it was kind of an annoying workaround that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like this behavior shouldn't have existed at all. But this just completely fixes one of the most annoying parts of playing Flameshaper, which is sometimes you have to miss your Dream Breath on purpose. Sometimes you have to check which targets are in range and which one have mastery. It's like a really annoying Wikara extra layer of complexity on top of Flameshaper that you really couldn't do it on yourself. Like there was no way to do it this without a Wikara, and they just tried to fix it. They buffed Dream Breath by a ton in the process, but they just fixed all the annoying gameplay friction that the way the spell works had. So very happy that they removed that.
Yeah, I think my biggest gripe with our mastery snapshotting was like I remember I was ramping out Dream Breath on the entire raid and I had a dot on me, and just the entire group had a basically half value Dream Breath on them just because I was targeted with the dot. So I'm very happy to see this change. This also means like using your health pot and your defensives. It's still going to be as important, but like now you won't be as punished, but it's also a lot better to get yourself topped first before you start topping other people. But we have a lot of self value in that anyways. So yeah. Our tier set just got released too. I don't know if you saw that,
Oh,
Herrick.
I did not saw that.
All right.
I'm gonna check for it. Okay.
Here, I can read it for you
Device.
right now. So our
Okay.
2-set bonus, it's just a normal. Your healing spells have a chance to apply insurance to targets and heal them over 15 seconds. Insurance is consumed if any ally drops really below 40% health to heal them. Our 4-set, our Verdant Embrace always grants insurance to you and your target for 6 seconds, and its cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds.
Oh, Burden
So
Embrace cooldown. I really like Burden Embrace cooldown.
I like the Verdant Embrace cooldown as well. The one thing that I saw somebody mention is, are we able to echo this? Right? Because we
Oh
hit
my
Verdant Embrace on
god.
other people. And if this echoes, that would save the set for us, I think. I think this set would be really good, but the problem being you would only echo VE and we'd only do lifeline ramps all the time. But I think
Yeah.
most people have enjoyed that more than, like Reversion or Spirit Bloom only, because it adds an extra level of depth and complexity to it because there's the life bind behind it. So I'm interested to test this out. I wonder when this will be live. I saw my PTR just did an update. So
Right. So if this echoes that is, yeah, we're using another lifeline set and we're just only pressing lifeline. Uh, this is got me like this kind of also pushes us really hard into playing just Chrono Warden and just echoing B like every 10 seconds, right? So not complaining. I like Chrono Warden. I like echoing B. I really love lifeline, but this kind of like cements is really hard as just yeah you're gonna lifeline. Also, this tire set is pretty good for midi plus, right? Because your Burden Embrace is now way better for single target healing.
yeah, the CDR on Verdant Embrace and Mythic Plus is going to be massive.
Yeah.
And like you said, Chrono Warden, this like is like, hey, you really want to play Chrono Warden with this
Yeah.
set, but also with those Flameshaper changes, man. Like we're just in such a healthy position again. Where like both our trees are really good, and this makes me super excited. I cannot wait.
Yeah, same, and this is great. Like I was actually really worried about what the patch notes were gonna say because we're in this pretty delicate balanced spot in which in a little changes can push us really hard into something that's not really fun to play. But I think they nailed it. That this seems really good to me. This I'm really excited to test this and play around with this. Like I think they did it. I'm really looking forward to playing around with this.
Yeah, if they do any PTR testing on the boss fights, I will definitely be in there and trying everything we can. But
Absolutely.
I am still just shocked by these Flameshaper changes. These are like it's gonna be still the same tree at the end of the day, but there's just so much more to it now. And it's just like 15%. I can't even like 15% crit strike. Engulf is hasted. CDR on Dream Breath when we cast Engulf. More Dream Breath healing. Like I'm so excited, man.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying for a while that Flameshaper needs a rework. I think this qualifies. I think this is good enough to count as the rework that Flameshaper needed to be a thing.
Yeah. They didn't
Yeah,
have to overdo the changes and like completely rework the entire hero tree. It's going to work a lot better. I mean, just Dream Breath now heals yourself and 5 injured allies. That alone could have really
yeah,
helped Flameshaper. But these other changes are just like
yeah.
I want to say like the topping, like the whipped cream on top, but there's so much more than whipped cream. Like
Yeah, they. I love that they went out of the way to specifically fix the things that were annoying, like not necessarily bad or good about Flameshaper, just really annoying and disruptive to the playstyle, and just fix it those. Like regardless if you get buff or nerf in the process, just fixing things that just make it annoying to play. That's really good. That's really great sign about that they understand what is wrong with the spec and what makes it not fun to play, and they're willing to fix it. They're really happy about that. And obviously, just to mention it real quick, Sleepwalk got a cast time nerf because, all right,
why not?
I guess.
But yeah, I'm really happy with these changes. This is not something that I was expecting at all. So definitely kudos to them. Trying to make haste better. making Flameshaper not such a annoying tree to play, because it was kind of, I'm going to be honest, kind of burning me out at raid at this point, re-clearing with Flameshaper. So I'm really excited for this. This is going to make Evoker play a lot better. So
Same. Really looking forward to it. All right, so I'm very happy with it. Very happy to test it as soon as possible. I think a lot of people are not gonna be very happy with it because I know there's a lot of people that don't really like live binding everything, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And
keep you posted.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's it for this.
Perfect.